Hello, everybody. This is Stephanie. And although I made a video, a hamburger, made my dinner today, I want to talk again about Mounjaro. I did a video, I did actually a live last week because I really just started Mounjaro. And on the live, I wasn't really able to just explain to you like in a sequence, because when you're live and you're talking to people, and I didn't get a chance to really explain what is going on with me and Mounjaro. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to give you a little breakdown. First of all, I am a diabetic. I need to say it. I need to own it. And that's because that's what it is. I am a diabetic. My doctor told me that I was a diabetic on by the end of January. That's when I went back for my, and I took my bloods and stuff like that. And I knew that I would probably be diabetic, for real. I mean, I was pre-diabetic for the longest time, I mean, when I actually sit and think about it, I was pre-diabetic for probably a good, at least almost 20 years that I can remember when my doctor says to me that I had, what did he say? He said first of all, he took my blood, but I had already eaten. He didn't tell me he was going to take the blood, so my blood sugar was high because I just ate breakfast. So, of course, it should be a little high. It should be high. So I was like, I fight. So I fight. And then he told me to take it again. So I took it again after I fasted. And it was lower, of course, but it wasn't under 100. So I was like, then he said, you need to like watch what you're doing because your blood sugar is not under 100 after you have fasted. So that was 20 years ago. So I say 20, I would say in the 20 years, of course, I was going through menopause or beginning menopause and going through menopause. And I noticed that I would go up. I would lose some weight, but it was hard. Like I had to buy an elliptical and get on the elliptical every morning on top of walking probably more than 10,000 steps a day that I was normally doing. And it just for some weight to come off. And it came down. I mean, it came off. So I kind of stayed at a pre-diabetic level all that time, but it wasn't as easy for me to take off the weight. Now, yes, I was going through menopause, and I started noticing, even though I was, smaller, but my stomach wasn't going away. I was like, what is going on with my stomach? I mean, it wouldn't go away. I was like, what is this? I'm like, I guess I just assumed that it came from being menopausal, really. I didn't really know why it was doing that. I didn't really know why. I have two older sisters and I've never seen their stomach look like that. So I don't know what it was. I just did not know, but it was a funny thing that it was just it wouldn't be flat. And when I used to lose weight, that's the first place that weight would go, from my stomach. My waistline, my breasts, they went down before my behind ever thought about it, but I was like, what is happening? What is happening here? So anyhow, when I thought about it, when I really think back about it, this has been going on for a while. And I know I have been told that I am pre-diabetic. I think at one point, in around 2020 for sure, I was told that I'm diabetic, or you better do something, or I'm going to put you on medicine kind of thing. So, and I was much bigger. I was big. I could see, and if you take a picture of me, that I was like bloated, or whatever it was. It was fat. I was sitting a lot at my desk, but I did get up and I walked around. I walked up and down the stairs for things. And I also walked out of the building for lunch, and I would take walks around Brooklyn because I like doing that. So I would take a walk whenever I could possibly get a walk. I would do it. And most of the time I would walk from my job to the train station, mostly every night. I stopped walking in the morning because I was really tired. So I just stopped walking in the morning. So, but I did make sure that I walked at night because it was really a help me wind down. It was really a stress relief, and I love to walk. But of course, my knees was bothering me. And in 2020, when he told me you better do something, well, but 2020 was the pandemic, and I was home, and I was thinking it was Christmas every day, and I surely was eating whatever the heck I wanted to eat, and and then I realized, wait a minute, I can't do this, and I actually, it wasn't even moving as much as I was when I was at work, because I, everything was in the house. I didn't have to go out and get anything, so I was just home working and eating. In fact, probably working even harder at home than I was at work, because I had to handle like everything, and I couldn't see what was really going on except from whatever was going on in the computer. And that time was very stressful at work. It was very stressful, but I decided when he told me that, get up and go for a walk. So I did. I started walking. Walking. And I know I made videos about, okay, he said I'm a diabetic and I need to lose this weight. And I did. I lost the weight. I did. I think I lost about maybe 30 pounds at that time. Over the summer, I got rid of it, and I kept trying to keep it down and keep it off and watch what I was eating and tracking and that sort of thing. So I never had to go on any medicine because I actually got my weight down. But then as I moved here to Delaware, after I retired, it's back to being like I'm home, all the time. That's been a real transition for me, because I'm not on a schedule like I used to at least be when I was working. I'm not on a schedule, and I need to get on a schedule. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to be doing going forward to make sure I'm on a schedule. But if you leave me alone, I will keep sleeping, and I sleep longer because Perry doesn't sleep well. So, when I know he up and I hear him, I'm not quite sleep. Then I'll sleep after he gets up, and I'll sleep on until 10, 11, whatever I feel like getting up. It's too late. It's not. I need to be up earlier, and I need to get my rest all the way through, and I need to start sleeping earlier so I can get up. Then I'm on the computer a lot, and when I'm reading something, I just read a lot. I read and I do research, and I really don't watch TV as much as I watch a YouTube or something, whatever I'm trying to research. That's what I kind of do a lot. So I'm sitting and I'm researching, I'm looking, and I'm doing that all the time. But, I know that I haven't been taking care of myself, my whole body like I should. Cause moving was not startling. I won't say that, but it was so different than what I'm used to doing, and I had to try to get used to it. This house or from where I used to live, the neighborhood, the people, the whole thing. And I was like, whoa, what's happening? After I moved, it was like, this is a lot. It was a lot. It is a lot. But we've been here going on 3 years now, so I'm getting used to some things. I'm getting much better at things, and I'm definitely knowing that I need to do something that has a schedule. So, but when June came of last year, June of 2024, I went to the doctor, and I was at a 6.3. Maybe, I think it was 6.3 I was at, which is pre-diabetic, but not quite diabetic. And I was really trying, but my knees were bad, and I couldn't use the bike, and I couldn't do anything. Every time I moved, almost my knees were really killing me. So I just couldn't do a whole lot, but I still kept it down to 6.3. And then when he said you were 6.3, see you in 6 months, I lost my mind. I said, I'm tired of just always just, I gotta watch what I'm eating. I gotta watch where I'm doing this. And I was just like, I was just through, and I do tend, I think I do eat when I'm stressed out. I think I do eat more when I'm really stressed out or bored or like, what am I supposed to do with myself kind of thing. And I'll go looking for some potato chips and I'll go looking for whatever may be in the, in the refrigerator. But because potato chips is my thing, man. I could do potato chips. But I also noticed that when I would eat something like potato chips or greasy or maybe too much sugar or, too much bread or too much starchy or whatever it was, my stomach was hurting. It wouldn't stop hurting. It was just like a soreness it had, and I'm telling you, it was big, like I'm pregnant. I'm like, what the heck? So I had this thing anyway, and I was like, before Mounjaro, I could feel it. I could feel that it wasn't good. Something was going on in my stomach, in my gut. But I would eat, and I'm like, But still, for that past 6 months, I drank soda. I never drink soda. I mean, rarely do I drink soda. Well, I bought soda, so I was drinking sometimes with my dinner, and I was drinking it when I felt like it, but mostly with my dinner. Maybe once a day, which I haven't been drinking any kind of soda. No, once a day. I usually just drink water. I don't drink that. If I'm out, I might have like a lemonade or iced tea. And then we were eating out a lot too. It wasn't like, again, no schedule, none whatsoever. We just was like winging it, And if I'm out, I want to eat before a certain time. And so we'll eat out. And then there's iced tea. And then there's also food that we shouldn't be eating. Or I don't even know how many calories it is. I don't know what I'm really eating. I'm just eating, okay? And the weight started creeping back up, and I could see it, especially after that last 6 months. I was like, oh my God. But I didn't. I just kept eating and kept eating and kept eating. But and I knew it was going to be it was going to be up to the diabetic over number. Maybe I thought I was going to be 6.5, maybe 6.6, but I'm a 7. It went to a 7. I said, oh my God, it's never been a 7. That is absolutely a diabetic. And I had spoken to a friend of mine who told me she had tried Wegovy. And she said, she thought about it, and she thought about like sticking herself and what did she put in her body and all this. And she said, and I'll never forget, Juanita, talking to you. She said, well, I thought about it and I prayed about it, and I said, well, if I walk past that little Debbie cake, I'm going to eat it. So I don't know what's in that. So why not try this? I have to get rid of this weight. She said she saw a picture of herself, and she said she has to get rid of that. And I saw pictures of myself recently, and I'm like, oh no, what is that? What is happening here? I was like, I don't like how I look. I really don't like how I feel. I have been extremely tired. So I'll sleep because I'm extremely tired. And I'm like, why am I so tired? I'm not really doing anything. What is it? So I know that it's probably the diabetes. It's definitely probably the diabetes. It's not, it's not cool. Now I do, I'm Stephanie's Kitchen. So I do cook, but I don't cook I don't cook as much as I did when I was in New York, because people were in New York that I knew. And if I'm cooking whatever I felt like I want to make, Perry's picky, so he don't eat it, but somebody else would have. So I would have cooked it and somebody would have ate, and I would come up with these ideas, and I would cook it, and I would even try it myself. But it was okay. That was okay than me cooking now, and no one's going to eat it, and Perry doesn't eat it, and it's just not enjoyable, and it's a waste of time and money. So, I don't cook as much as I used to in that way. But going on, when I went to the doctor in January, he told me, yes, you're a 7, but he didn't say you need to you need to do something. You got to do something. He didn't say that. He said, you know, if you work with your diet, you know, you and lose some weight, you'll be able to get that off. But I knew that I need help. Okay, I knew it, you know, and it's from speaking to my friend who did Wegovy and she lost weight, and she's like, oh, and I feel so much better. You know, I was like, you know what? You know, you got one life. You just got one life. Okay. And I'm not the one person to say that this X thing is going to make your life longer. Nothing makes your life longer, but things do make your life healthier, you know, and I don't want to be unhealthy. I mean, when I do die, I don't want to be, something could have happened to me. I could have had a heart attack, or somebody could have killed me, or I could have been a bus. I don't know, but I don't want to think that I'm doing something constantly to myself that is really hurting me and making things worse. So I said, you know, I need help. You know, I'm not going to try to go, okay, I can do this myself. I do need help. All right. And I was on metformin for a minute when I came back when I moved here and I went back to my old doctor. He actually put me on metformin because I had just got to like a 6.5, and he's like, I'm not playing with you, because he's the one who told me years ago that I had to watch it. So he gave me the metformin. I tried it, couldn't take it because it made me sick. It made me sick, gave me diarrhea, awful pains in my stomach. I couldn't do it. So I went back to try to do it the old way and don't do anything. And I did until I didn't. And that's the point. You know, life is happening. Life happens. And I'm not going to not eat. I'm not going to not eat some of the things I want to eat. You know, I'm not going to, you know, some things I can kind of do without. I don't do soda. I'm okay. I stopped soda and orange juice and that kind of stuff a long time ago. So I don't really have to do that. But if I want to eat something, so maybe sometimes some spaghetti and meatballs, you know, something else, I will do that. And I want to do that. But because I also thought that I didn't really eat that much. I really didn't think I was eating a lot of food, you know. But I found out, thanks to Mr. Mounjaro or Ms. Mounjaro, whatever her name is or his name is, that I actually was eating a little bit too much, or not understanding my portion size again. I've done that with Weight Watchers, and I looked at it. I've done that whole thing, but I was still not on the right line, and to go in the tracking the food and all that. So, nevertheless, I am now on Mounjaro. And I want to tell you, I'm looking down, I wrote some things down that I received my first shot. I received the shot, excuse me, on January 29th, 2025. I just actually received it. It took a few days for it to come in. And because it took a while for it to come in, I said, you know what, I'm not going to start right away because I'm feeling like this may be a pattern, and I'm not going to start. So at least be a little ahead as I'm taking it. So I took my first shot on February 5th, which was about a week later. And I took the first shot on my right abdomen. I did it in my stomach. And at that time, my weight was on 181.7. That morning was 181.7. And that was on 2025. I took my measurements at the time on the very same day. My stomach is 37 inches. Under my breast was 36 inches. The bottom of my stomach was 37, so it was still the same. The hips was 43 inches. The left and right thigh was 21.5, and the upper arm and my left and right upper arms was 16 inches, and the breast part was 39. It says I wrote down here. So that was cool. When I took the first shot, it was in the afternoon. It was a Wednesday afternoon, and I immediately could feel something happening. Immediately, I got suppression. I was like, I don't want to eat. And I had a headache. I had a headache right in the back of my head, like right there. And I was like, oh, and I mean immediately. But it wasn't horrible, but it's definitely noticeable. So, I rested for that Wednesday, that Thursday too. I still felt the same way. But when I ate breakfast, when I even ate dinner, I didn't really want it. But when I ate breakfast, like I had 3 eggs. I think I did my 3 eggs. I think I did 3 eggs and 3 pieces of bacon. Couldn't eat it. I couldn't eat it. Maybe I ate half of that. I couldn't eat it. It was, no, I don't want it, and I couldn't eat it. I did feel constipation, definitely. But I was still really, really tired, for the majority of the week. But by the time I think like Tuesday came again, Monday night, Tuesday again, I'm like, I can eat now. I can eat now. And then the second shot I took on February 12th. And my weight at that point was 179.5. So I did lose some weight, 2.2 pounds. And again, I was tired, and I did have the headache for not as bad as the first time, but definitely still there. Definitely still tired, definitely kind of still dragging, but not awful, not awful. Not like the metformin made me feel, nothing like that, So I moved on. And I remember the first week, that Friday, I went out to dinner. We went to Outback, and I had lobster. I think I had a potato, which was, I think it was a loaded potato. I had salad, and I had to have water. And I ate what I could eat, but it stops you though. It was like, okay, that's enough. So I literally couldn't eat the whole thing, but I ate what I could eat, and I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. So, so I did the second week, and I took my shot on the left side of my upper tummy again. All good, just still tired, and constipated, and a little bit of those burps. You can taste whatever's been in your stomach. You can taste it. I don't know. When I did that, I was like, I'm tasting like strawberries or something. Like I had, cause I did eat a yogurt like with strawberries or something. I said, is that, am I still tasting that yogurt? But I think now, cause I still kind of get that, I think now it's not that. I think it is cause I drink my coffee in the morning, and I do have my creamer in there, and I think I might be tasting that. And I do a flavored coffee because I like that. So it might be that, because I still taste the same thing. I'm like, that has to be out of my stomach by now, So I don't know. It's funny though, as time goes by, you're like, what is that exactly that you're doing? But the third shot, I took on 219, and I weighed 178.6 pounds on that day. And I shot on my right bottom tummy. And then I did it at 7 o'clock because I was busy. So all day long I was doing something. I forgot now what I was doing, but I didn't get to it until 7 p.m. And I still felt tired, a little bit tired, slight headache, not as bad as at all like the first. And I'm definitely constipated. And I'll talk maybe on a different video about what I've been using for the constipation and what I've really been doing. And I have to say, before I actually started the Mounjaro, I did watch a lot of videos, a lot of YouTube, and read a lot of stuff. And I tried to make sure I was at least getting protein, definitely drinking water. At least I was at that point probably about 66 ounces. I was drinking like 2 33-ounce bottles. So I think it was about 66. So I had the water, and I had some protein. I wanted to do 30 grams of protein per meal. And I actually was really trying to make sure I got meals in, even if I'm doing the protein shake, and I've been doing that to make sure I got a meal in and got the protein. I've been doing that. So I started that before I started, and also I've been taking fiber, psyllium, fiber tablets. I was taking that and getting my body used to more fiber before I even did it, because I don't want to have, one, definitely didn't want to be nauseous, and two, I didn't want to be too constipated, because I'm not generally that constipated, even though I would say that I had started to get constipated before I started with the Mounjaro. So something was going on in my stomach. I don't know what it is or what it was, but it does feel better. Like my stomach does feel better. Still fat, but it does feel better. It's fatter than I want it to be. So on to the fourth shot. I took the fourth shot on 2/26, and I went up. I was 179.3. And the week before, I was 178.6. So I was, oh boy, so what am I doing? That's when I decided to really track my food, because I wanted to know, really, what are you eating? Like that makes it jump up and down like that. So but I took that shot on my left side in my bottom of my stomach. And then I said, okay, now I'm tracking. So I got my Fitness Pal track. So, and also I have a scale. And I said, okay, we're gonna really start seeing what you're eating here. So I definitely, I did notice that what I thought was correct was not correct. Because I really thought maybe I'm not eating enough. No, you were eating enough. You were just ate a little too much. So I kind of cut it down a little, and I said, let me get on my elliptical. I have a recumbent elliptical that I'm supposed to be on because of my leg, because of my knees. And I got on my elliptical a little bit. I even went for a walk, did about maybe 4,000 steps, went around the neighborhood, and then I went down the street to my brother's house and came back, and I did 4,000 steps. Plus I was in the mall one day. I think I did a good 5,000 steps over there, and I feel better. I honestly feel better. So the fifth shot I took on 3/5 just recently, the other day. Today is the 7th. So I took it on Wednesday. And I'm down to 176.8. I was down 176.8 at 3 p.m. I took it on my right side, my upper tummy. So I'm starting all over. I'm going like right, left, like that. I'm doing it like that. So I did take that. So I'm down 176.8. As of that was on Wednesday. Now today, this morning it was like 177 even. So I'm going, I'm doing this up and down thing. I'm losing weight. And I do believe I'm losing inches, but I am not as tired as I was. And I just was tired. I was tired when I was working. I was tired when I was here. And I have to kind of like pin it like on this diabetes that I didn't want to think I was having. But I own it. I am diabetic. And I noticed that, my blood sugar, the fasting blood sugar, when I took my test with the doctor, was 164. Fasting, it was 164. That's why, you could actually figure out what the A1C is if you know what your glucose is, your fasting glucose. You can tell like where you're at that day. Even though A1C is for like a 3-month period, you can still see where you're at. So I pricked my finger. And my brother told me to go ahead and, get that, prick your finger and find out where you at. So I don't do it every day. I don't do it all day long either. But I did it I did it one time, and it was at maybe 160. But I had already eaten. So I was like, okay, that's not relevant. It is relevant, but it's not relevant. Then I did it again, and I believe, and this was morning, and I was at 125. I think I had done it probably when I realized that I had went up a little bit. So I was at 125 in the morning. But first of all, it still went down. So Mounjaro really is helping my blood sugar, and it's really helping my diabetes. So I cannot complain, because that's the major reason that I'm taking this stuff, is for my for my diabetes. It's not for, I love the weight loss, but for me, I got to get my diabetes under control here. I can't be playing this game. I'm not playing with this diabetes, So, anyhow, yeah. Then I took it again, and I was down to like 115, 112. Maybe. I think it was 115, and then it went back to like 124, and then I did it again like yesterday, or the day that I took my shot, and I think I was at 112. And the day I took my shot, I was definitely at 112. So when I was at 125, I must have been around the third shot that I had done it. So I did it maybe once a week, and it's getting easier for me to like even stick my finger, which I'm like, I'm gonna stick my finger. What? So I just I learned how to do it and go, just get some blood out of it. Get a little blood and go figure out what it is. But I don't do it every morning. But I am doing it as my weight is going down. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about it, because it's important. And I don't think you're cheating to take care of yourself. I really don't. If you need to lose weight and you don't have diabetes, then you need to lose weight so you maybe won't have diabetes, okay? Because you don't want diabetes, okay? You just don't want that. I understand it helps, your joints, and if I lose weight, it's going to help my knees, because the weight is not going to be on my knees, and I'm just going to feel better altogether. But I think that, don't listen to people who say, oh, you can do it by yourself. No. Food is a funny thing. You need it, okay? But you just don't know how to stop eating it. And the food noise, there is such a thing as food noise, because I do not have as much food noise. I definitely didn't have it at first when I first take my shot. I can go in the food store. Now, you know who I am. I go in that food store, and I'll be looking at stuff, and I'm like, let me try this. Let me bring it. I didn't save money, because I'll go in the food store and get what I need to get out of there and come on out. So, I don't know if you guys made it this far, because I've been talking for like 32 minutes here. So I don't know if you guys made it this long with me, but I just wanted to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it. Whether I do a live again, or whether I just get up here and just talk to you guys about it. But I wanted to tell you, like, kind of step by step, what I've been going through, what I've done in the past 5 weeks that I've been on there. So, I lost about probably 5 pounds so far. And it's about a pound a week. And a pound a week ain't nothing to laugh at and nothing to sneeze at. A pound a week is pretty good. Half a pound a week is pretty good too. Long as it doesn't keep coming back. So it's necessary. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be quick. I don't even want it to be quick. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, I am on Mounjaro 2.5. I just began this journey. I think I'm going to stay on 2.5 for as long as possible. But I'm on my second box now, so it is 2.5. And unless I'm not losing weight or it's doing something else, I'm going to stay on 2.5 until I have an appointment with my doctor, and we have a discussion. If I need to go up, then fine, as they call it, titrate up. But if I just need to go up, I'll make a decision about that later. But I'm seeing different things. I'm feeling different things, and I'm going to try to actually write down how I'm feeling, so that when we have a discussion again, I can tell you, yeah, this is how I feel. But constipation is there. But I've noticed with the water, and I did some fiber gummies and the Phileas, whatever it's called, fiber pills. I was taking them. I can't think of the name, but I'm going to show y'all what I take. So I got a few more videos that I'm going to be doing to show you guys all about what's happening with my Mounjaro journey. And I think, if you got any questions, I am glad to answer you. And of course, I am not a doctor. I'm just telling you what I'm going through, what I've been going through. And I'm still going to cook what I want to cook. Believe that. And I'm going to eat what I want to eat at times. I won't deprive myself because I just won't. If I really want it, I'll really eat it. But I'll tell you, if you eat something on Mounjaro and it ain't cool for you, you'll know about it. It'll sit in your stomach. You'll know. You won't have the best night's sleep. So that's a fact. So if you really must do it, you might find that you're not feeling good. And that alone for me is like, when I don't feel good, if I eat something, whatever, I don't feel good, I ain't eating it. All right, I can like, don't eat that. So it's kind of good for me because I won't touch it again. I don't need to play with it if it ain't making me feel good. So, and I won't do it. But like, it's Friday. It's 9 p.m. I have eaten everything. I only got this much water to drink, and then I will have had 101 ounces today. I'm feeling good. I do have a slight headache, but I did take it a couple of days. I do have a slight headache. I don't know if I got enough protein in today. I don't know. But I'm cool, all right? And I just wanted to let you guys know that y'all need to take care of yourself as well as I do. So you'll see some videos from me that where I'm cooking, and you'll see other videos from me where I'm talking to you about life and what's happening with me right now. So I hope you guys still stick with me, and still hang out with me. And until the next time, talk to y'all later.